Hello everyone, I'm Lunar,
Hello, I am Modest.
and
Gargoyle,
today
you can call me Modest for short.
we're going to be running LEGO Jurassic World Any Percent. So we're going to go ahead and get started whenever I confirm the autosave, as we're overwriting this new file to start a new game. So, time will begin in 3... Oh wait, no, shoot. I apologize. I did not enter no cut, so we're going to have to watch this cutscene.
Oh my.
That is a technical failure on my part. Anyway, so while we're in this cutscene, we might as well say a little bit about the game. So this game is 20 levels long. It's split into the 4 movies. Obviously, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic World. Unfortunately, this game is quite janky, is the best way to put it. So we're going to have quite some very strange skips. The main tech for this game is VSync launches, which allows you to get lots of height very quickly. So as we go ahead and enter. Alrighty, and now we can go and get started with the run.
Okay.
So, prologue is a pretty standard thing. There's not a lot of tricks in this level. It's all just good movement. And since I'm doing a co-op run, 1P2C is not too bad. Or I guess 2P2C.
It's not one people to see.
So we're gonna hop off this ladder. Oh, sometimes you can get a little weird. So if you're wondering why the stream looks grainy or kind of weird right now, it's not the stream. Right now I'm in 30 Hertz mode, which allows me to get 30 FPS, which is used for a skip later in this level. And it's faster just to start the run having it on. So if you saw there that little jump roll right there, that allows us to skip a really slow animation.
Nope.
So this is unfortunately the very first soft lock point. So we're gonna actually I'm gonna play it really safe, just to be safe. I really don't want to soft lock. This guy right here who's on his panel, he sometimes really doesn't like to move away. So we're just gonna absolutely make sure that he does. You can usually get away with being a lot closer, but you know, better safe than sorry.
Like I skipped it out of it.
So yeah, Modest will do a little jump right there to get on top of the ladder quickly, and that allows us to just end the level a little faster.
So I'm gonna drop out after this camera pan right here. I got that Luna do the best.
So these are called the prologue jumps. This is what we need 30 for. On 30 Hertz VSync, it allows you to get more height because there's less frames. So we can use that to quickly go up here. So here we get our very first launch. You can see me frame buffering it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off VSync, wait for FPS to recover, and then launch about 1,000 miles into the sky. And what that does is that skips a... Oh, that was weird. That skips a camera pan, which is a nice little skip. And that's the first level done. So we're going to get this little introductory sequence to the 2 different parks that we can go to. We're going to stick with the first park, just because the route that we're doing has us doing that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get into the car with Alan Grant and Mr. Hammond here. We're going to drive on down.
and not get blocked by the bus.
Got a little stuck there. We're gonna go straight up here.
If you need spares, get them from storage, not from one of the control panels.
So what I'm doing here is I'm positioning the car so that whenever the gate opens, I can drive right on through. And then now I get to relax a little bit while Modest takes care of the rest of this. He's going to skip the second gate puzzle.
I'm just
doing
gonna
a
jump
nice
over
little
it.
jump. This game has some very strange collision, such as the wall just kind of not extending all the way up. So you can just hop on top and go right over.
Now it's just a straight walk to the level circle.
We can start our next level.
You'll find a great dino fat just down there.
So we get started. This is just a casual room. Not much happens.
Gonna be big enough? You barely fit a goat in 'em. That's better. Now we just add cap.
I feature that jump roll trick again, just to skip a little bit of this slow tracking section here.
I'm just gonna push him to speed him up.
Come on, Daisy. Taking you for a meal. Soda?
So now we're going to take this cow and go load him up. Fortunately, he's going to get eaten by the raptors here.
Beef, huh? Those raptors eat better than
Does he get eaten? I'm not sure if he does.
Oh, he definitely does.
In the cutscene, he doesn't get eaten in the cutscene.
Well, in this game he doesn't, but in the movie version
Yeah,
he does. But we get to skip all that, luckily, because the cutscenes in this game are about an hour long total. So the only unfortunate thing is that the cranes in this game are very, very slow. So we're just going to kind of chill as we try to slowly maneuver this cow back over here.
I'm gonna jump out again. Let him take over.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn on VSync to cap our FPS to 60. And then I'm going to do a VSync launch off of this bush. And that allows us to skip this little tree puzzle. And normally you would need the Triceratops that you get in the first room to get over to the rest of this area. But in this case we can just go ahead and skip it. Do a well-spaced roll to get over that. And then in this room, this is kind of a newer-ish strat that was discovered. In some areas in this game, if you jump roll, you just kind of get a lot of height for some reason. And I don't think I'm getting quite enough height here. It is unfortunately FPS dependent. So I'm going to have to go into the old strats, which is just a VSync launch off of this bush here. Alrighty. Now we're going to be very careful here not to pop back into bounds, because there is no collision to the I'm sorry, in front of me. But we don't want to go too far forward. or we're going to pop back into bounds, and that just loses a bunch of time. So that's the second level done. We're off to a pretty good start.
Can I pause launch this one? Or do I need to VC launch?
I think you have to VSync launch. So the really bad thing about this game is that some tricks are just hardware dependent. One of them is something called a pause launch, which is like a VSync launch, except that you don't change the VSync on or off. You can just pause launch it, and we do some of those in the run. Unfortunately, on my hardware, they're not as consistent, so it's easier just to do a regular VSync launch for this one, and that consistently gets us over.
Gotta clear this road. Sorry. Thanks. Here, come on up.
What's going on in my camera, dude?
Thanks for spitting at me.
Yeah, so this game has an open hub world, so the camera is completely free roaming. Makes it a little weird sometimes. And now we're going to do the same thing again, except we're going to pause launch this one, which is unfortunately not as consistent, but still relatively easy.
I bet you didn't know this.
And it saves a little bit of time, a little bit of menuing. So now we're going to go into the third level, park shutdown. We're moving right through this movie.
I think this is the best speed level in this movie.
I would agree with that. There's a good mix of good tech and some VSync launches. So this first section here is just some good movement. Make sure we're taking good lines. I'm going to break this. We're going to drain that pond. Oh, thank you, Alan. So we're going to go ahead and distract this T-Rex right here. Try to get him away from Lex and Timmy, because we're trying to rescue them. So we're going to do our best to do that. This level has a pretty easy movement. There's a lot of bottlenecking based on who's doing what. Wow, that was the first time that's ever happened. Most of the time it takes 6 bounces, but today it decided to take 5 or 3. That's going to be most of this game, is just, we're going to be chilling, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to figure out brand new ways that we can soft lock.
But if you got a soft lock, at least once.
The mark of a good run is that you don't get soft locked once. Actually, that's not
It's
even.
bound to happen.
Yeah, it probably is. That's just lucky at that point.
There's so many ways to get soft lock in this game.
And we keep finding new ones too. It's not limited to just the
Every time
ones that are common.
Every time we play, we find a new one.
Our current soft lock counter is up to 11 new soft locks found in this game alone. Oh, you got it. Okay. Someone try to push him along a little bit. I don't even know if this saves time.
I don't think.
But it sure doesn't
does.
lose time, so as long as I get right on over there.
No, this is my favorite part at this level.
And now that is the first level. So now we have this tree.
This recent glance all the way to the top of the
yeah.
tree.
This
and
tree
skip
is usually
all of this.
a really long puzzle. But we're not going to do any of that. So instead, we're going to VSync launch. I'm going to take care of this Dilophosaurus here. He can get very annoying sometimes.
Oh, I missed it.
Modest is going to go first. And he's just going to V-Sync right up on that tree. And that just saves a bunch of time to doing any part of this casually. So it's much faster just to do this. So you have to do it twice because you do need both characters up to be able to complete this puzzle, but it's really not that bad. Pretty easy overall.
Now it's time for our auto scroller.
And here comes our first auto-scroller of the game. There's not too many of them, but there are more than we would like there to be, so... Unfortunately, this is the first one. So we're not going to do much right here. You can't lose or save time in here. Even completing the little puzzle that would reward you a mini kit. Unfortunately, doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't save any time. Even getting hit multiple times doesn't save any time. So we're just going to keep going. There is a soft lock right here. If our FPS is too high, sometimes the T-Rex just kind of won't come back and our camera will get stuck. But luckily, we're chilling right here. And that's the third level done. So now I'm going to become Timmy, so he's not annoying and tries to stop us. This is an interesting little piece of tech, because if you're not Timmy, the AI will autopath as you're trying to do the skip that Modest just did, and it will go through the grate right here. And as with all things in this game, that is a camera pan.
It stops your movement. It's
So
not good when you're going fast.
no, it is not.
Oh, I tried to skip the first one. I didn't.
So we're going to take a little jump right up there.
Want to learn something new?
And hit the level transition to the next level.
We're going pretty fast through this movie.
We're moving right along. So here we get our second auto-scroller of the run.
Back-to-back auto scroll.
This one's a little bit shorter. It's about 30 seconds shorter.
Mr. Arnold? Mr. Arnold? John, I'm in.
So this one's really annoying because both of your characters have some sort of item in their hand, so they can't jump roll, and you're stuck in this kind of slow walking animation. So I'm gonna, oh, or not.
But you missed it. You can ground pound that through the wall.
I'm in fact
You
not
missed.
going to break that through the wall, but I am gonna grab this key real quick.
You stole that from me.
We're gonna open up this gate. So now normally what you do here is you build a little balance beam, but
You
this
don't
pipe
do
still has
that.
collision, so we're just gonna not.
Okay, following the piping.
Gonna jump up here to let Modest through, and then he's going to close the steam valves so that I can get through.
Ahead of you is a metal staircase. Go down it.
I see the box. It says high voltage.
So now what you can do here is you can actually build through the wall with player 2. So that saves a little bit of time,
Alright, here I go, okay?
and then I'm
Sometimes
gonna
you can't get it.
nail the quick time event
We can make it if we run.
and move on to the next section. This section has a lot of tech. So the weird collision jank that allows you to up roll, yep, it's here too. So I can just go ahead and roll right up, and I'm not tapping fast enough, but if I, yep, there we go. I can go right up that hill and skipping this little tracker puzzle with Muldoon. Then we're gonna jump out of the way. So now normally you have to do a lot of puzzles to be able to get to both players through. But if you were doing the we're doing a different way. So instead of doing a puzzle to be able to get on top, I'm just going to go ahead and V-sync over here. I'm going to break this, drop out.
Oh,
Oh,
come on, shoot it.
there we go. So Modest just teleported basically to the very end, and that saves having to do a majority of these puzzles, which is nice.
Can I?
There we go. And where am I?
It's kind of just spamming buttons until you can get it.
There I am.
There's a loud car outside my window.
So now we're going to get into this little mini boss battle with this raptor here. I'm pretty useless here, so we're just going to let Modest take care of this. Unfortunately for Muldoon here, he does lose. So I'm going to become Timmy here again. And we're going to solve this next transition puzzle. Oh. Thank you, Timmy. I guess he really didn't like that crank, but that's alright.
It's one of the few cranks you can skip.
I missed the jump. If you time your jump at the right time, you can skip the slow animation of taking off the goggles, which saves like a second, maybe, not even. That transition's really far back for some reason. Oh, and that's game crash number 1.
Your cast. Great.
Fantastic. Oh, that's amazing.
Like we
Thank
said, this
you.
game is really janky.
Thank you, Lego Jurassic World.
And it will crash randomly.
Oh, that was great. Oh, fantastic. Already our first crash.
What a way to start off the worst level in the first movie.
Fantastic. So luckily for us, it should have saved our progress right before we went into that transition. That was actually a pretty well-timed crash. So we're only going to lose probably 30 seconds there, which is all right. This level is long. And there we go. Perfect. Well, that was a strange one.
I never crashed on that level before.
Yeah, I've never had it crash on opening a level like that. Oh,
You're
real.
kidding.
Lex doesn't like that crank either. Oh, thank you. I almost forgot to enter no-cut 5. That would have been fun. The nice thing about this game is that it completely resets everything whenever you reset, unfortunately. So. Okay, I missed it again. There we go. Okay, I lied. We may be losing about a minute there, but
Here's another fascinating fact for you.
that's okay. Okay. And now we get into the kitchen section. Now, this is one of the most hated sections in the entire game. It's long, it's slow, it's got a lot of camera pans, and it's not very interesting. But we're going to keep going. This level is very, very intensive, and there's a lot of places where you can lose time, so we're going to try our best to perform a good visitor center. So we're going to hop up here and go through these vents, but as is with most things in this game, it's another camera pan. So now we're done with the like actual kitchen part of the kitchen section. We move into this area. So I'm going to build this ice cream machine right here. And you may be wondering, what is this ice cream machine for?
Ice cream?
It's unfortunately not for us, even though I would love some ice cream right about now. We're going to try to distract one of the raptors and trap him inside this fridge. So that worked pretty well. But the other raptor's still there.
Well,
I'm a little stuck behind there, but that's okay. Unfortunately for me, it's locked to Lex, so no matter how far ahead I get, the progression of this section will be dependent on how far Lex is, or Modest in this case, how far he is. So, as you can see, I'm ahead of them, but it doesn't matter. So now we're going to move into the next section here. And this is the control room. So if you remember from the movie, the goal is to engage the door locks. We need to solve quite a few puzzles to be able to take care of that. So now you have this little computer puzzle. Modest is being very careful here because we have soft locked on this puzzle before, and unfortunately we are 8 minutes into this level, so we're trying our best not to do that again. Alrighty, we got through that pretty unscathed. So I can still move this entire little puzzle right here, so I'm nice and positioned and ready to go for the next section of this room. As you can see, I'm up there. So what we got to do next is go ahead and turn on that second set of computers. So Timmy's going to go down to this little basement level down here and go do that. So as you can see in the corner of your eye, Timmy did come through there, so I can go ahead and still move. And I'm just going to try my best to get over to where I need to be for the next section too.
So what I have to do, I have to click these in the order they light up. They're always predetermined, so there's never randomized, so you always know which one to click.
That's especially nice when you are very locked out, like I often am, and just forget the order. I can just recall it by memory, so.
Well, this is it. This might be the right file. This isn't the right file.
What works? Mr. Hammond, the phones are working.
Children all right?
Grandpa!
Call the mainland. Tell them to send them helicopters.
Gonna come through the glass!
So I'm going to build this with Timmy.
I think I'll let my friend take Banner Skip or T-Rex Skip is what it's called.
Recently named T-Rex skip. This is unfortunately one of the most annoying skips in this game. It's one of the very few skips that's not FPS dependent. But it makes up for that because it's very janky. So I'm gonna just kind of hop around right here. I'm not gonna commentate this, Modest, if you wouldn't mind.
You're just gonna jump on Banner, just walk on it, and just gonna just go. Just walk on the banner.
Okay.
Oh.
Or I can fall off. This banner is very, very thin. Very difficult to maneuver on.
I was gonna.
So
There's not very much you can commentate on this.
the main hard part here is just getting on top of the banner.
Gonna jump up on one of these ropes and he's gonna try to hit the level end trigger, which he just missed.
So unfortunately this level end trigger is kind of in a weird place, so we're gonna try that one more time. Try to go a little bit more forward here. You can see me making those micro adjustments there. Trying to... Can you switch characters real quick, actually? Thank you. Sorry, I'm much more used to doing this with Ellie, and I don't know if that makes a difference, but it makes a difference in my heart. There we go.
Nice.
So that was a pretty clean
pretty cool.
banner skip overall. Wasn't too bad, I only missed it once. That game, yeah, that, as Mata said, that's where we can lose a lot of runs. Just based on whether you get it quickly or not. Some days the skips are hidden, some days they're not, fortunately. So that was all of Jurassic Park. It went by pretty quick, no? So now we're going to move into the... Now we're going to move into the next movie, Jurassic World. The 80% route gets this movie out of the way pretty quickly because it's a relatively difficult movie overall. So we're going to hope that it goes pretty well.
You want to learn something new, huh? Then I'm happy to help.
Come on, get the pig down here.
So this section also has a lot of puzzles that you're supposed to solve to eventually turn on this little gate right here.
It's all right. I'll climb up there and cut it free.
But instead, we're not going to do any of that and just move right on along. So I'm going to launch up. So is Modest.
What happened to the equipment?
I tried to launch with the gun. That didn't work.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Barry doesn't want to target today. The reason Modest is moving his cursor right there is to make sure that he targets properly. Whenever the camera pan hits and we lose control, or sorry, whenever you build a buildable object, you have to move your cursor just a little bit to be able to target it properly. So he's just doing that so that he can target it as fast as possible. Now here we get into a little camera pan skip. If you switch to the other raptor and pull both of these at the same time, both of these targets show up and that overlaps the camera pan, saving a bit of time. So I'm going to shoot these with Barry.
Barry, charge up the gate.
Turn on VSync for this next section. And then now we're in the raptor part. Now this part is weird. Y'all are in for a real treat. Because there's a lot of strange stuff that happens in this level. And of course these bounce pads almost never want to cooperate with what we're feeling like. So again, you can see Modest doing that little wiggle trick right there to be able to target it just a little bit faster, and I gotta be a little bit more back. There we go.
I know it's a bit of a climb. You can do it.
He stole mine. So now Modest is going to get locked in this little raptor thing. If you look in the back, he's communicating with those raptors. And I'm going to go ahead and build this little lever here. And then I'm going to turn off VSync. That's because now we're on to the 2 frame-dependent tricks in this level. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on 800 by 600 too to give me a little bit more FPS. Which you might be thinking, that's strange. You need more FPS for this game? I do, yes. This trick may... There we go. So you just launch on top of this little cage right here. And then I'm going to raptor fly. Because you don't lose height whenever you're hitting. Raptor fly over to this section right here. And then to progress the story, I'm going to break this here and go right up. Will you go ahead and drop out, Modest, so I can have some even more FPS for this next section? There we go. So, this is the really weird part. This is a skip found by Viola. And it's just, you just kind of shove yourself into this corner. And sometimes it feels like launching you high up into the sky. Sometimes it doesn't. So, but it saves quite a good chunk of time, so it's worth it just to go for it than not. Okay, sometimes... Oh, see, I got launched a little horizontally there. Maybe I'll try a little bit over here. There's a lot of different ways you can launch. Sometimes this game, it's just kind of whatever this game is feeling at the moment. I'm not even sure if I have enough FPS for this. We'll have to find out. Yeah, this is...
This is another run killer.
Oh, goodness me. That was really close. Yeah, unfortunately, this is another run killer. It's very easy just to not get a fast launch. So, but the issue is it just saves a lot of... It just completely eliminates this next section. You can hop right into the trigger. So it's always... It just saves too much time to be ignored. I'm going to wait for him to stop moving there. Yeah, sometimes the game just doesn't like being kind to us. Oh, that was really close. I don't think I have enough FPS for this, so we're going to go ahead and just do the backup strat, which is very unfortunate because that does lose quite a bit of time, but sometimes that's just the way this goes. Actually, need VSync off. Actually, well, I'm getting quite a bit of FPS right now. Maybe I'll try it with a little, some 19 by... This game is very, very strange, so sometimes this works better. I don't know why. Okay, that almost worked. Will you drop in real quick? Oh, there we go. Okay. So now I'm just going to try to hit on top, and I miss a little bit, but I do. Oh, okay. That's just fantastic. Thank you. So we'll see if I get the respawn. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. Unfortunately, the hit planes for this game are very, very far below. I did get the respawn, luckily. So we're going to kind of go down. And then we're going to do our best to hit this trigger here.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. That's a very stressful section of the run. So now we're just going to VSync launch up with Owen.
Is there a way to get on top of the observation?
Alrighty. And there's also another little in trigger in this section too. Luckily, it's a lot easier to hit. So we're going to launch Riot up on. And then we're going to line ourselves up with the texture over here. I want a little bit more right there. And then that ends the level right there. Alrighty. And that's the major hurdle of this game. Luckily, now that we're out of that, we can move right along. So now we're just going to do called corner skip. And that just skips this little corner up here. It's basically a drop-in warp, I believe. So I'm going to ram this car into this corner right here. Angle my camera so that hopefully Zach respawns outside of the barrier. And fantastic. First try. So that skips this little puzzle right here with this Pachycephalosaurus. Or sorry, Triceratops, my mistake. And that saves a little bit of time.
In case you're wondering, one of the visitors fed ice cream to a Triceratops at the petting zoo, and, well, I guess those poor little things are lactose intolerant. Really, really intolerant.
Sorry, everyone. An engineer is on the way. It's my first day, and they're gonna fire me. The gyrosphere.
So Modest is just going to finish this puzzle up right here.
Fix it. I should have just. You did it. I'm not gonna get fired.
This is one of the longest transitions. It's a lot of steps to get to the very end.
All right, everyone. The ride's open again. Yeah, and
Because you helped me out, I'll tell you a big secret.
Ooh.
Yeah, I missed it.
There are these special pads, and if you
You don't have to finish that hole all the way. You could just kind of hop over that pole there.
Hey, it's me.
And then we're going to take this launch pad right there to skip going around that lake.
The air if you use them. Again, that's a big secret, so don't tell anyone I told you. Wait, do they monitor these radio channels? Yes, we do. No hablo español?
We get a little bit of entertaining dialogue from the characters here. There we go. Alright, and then we can enter the second level of Jurassic World, Gyrosphere Valley.
Go, go, go! Keep out of its way!
So here we get into our next auto-scroller. This is a pretty standard chase for the Indominus, so this level is actually relatively short. Unfortunately, you have about 4 to 5 minutes of auto-scroller and transition, so we have to wait a while before we can actually get started.
Stop taking pictures and call for help!
So we can do some swag shots in this room. So there's those little ramps on the side coming up here.
Did we lose it?
We can just collect this amber. Because there's not much else to do in this auto-scroller, unfortunately. So we're just kind of waiting for this last little straight bit. And then we get to the end of this, the rest of the game will start. Alrighty.
We should help the Ankylosaurus. It could beat the other one.
So I'm going to break this thing for Gray to build.
Beehive up there. I know what to do. Zach, drive the gyro. Keep driving.
Hey, it's working.
So the goal of this level is to help the Ankylosaurus fight off the Indominus Rex. So we're going to distract him with some bees. And then we're going to go into a little quick time event boss fight.
Come on, fight back. Ray, watch out for that tree.
So the Ankylosaurus is going to knock over that tree and allow us to move on to our next section. Sorry.
Oh.
Whoopsies. So here we have this little jump right here, which skips having to go around the tree. You can just jump on top of the gyrosphere and then jump onto that. This jump is deceptively difficult. It's very, very annoying to do, and the camera position makes it quite a weird angle that you have to hold.
I thought you were gonna do it.
Potato salad.
What?
Sorry. One of my friends is messing with me in chat.
Potato salad. Like.
Anything for charity, man.
There's no way I
Alrighty, so now that the Indominus is going to go ahead and knock over that tree as well.
We all have a one quick second donation.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we just got $125.
Oh, he wasn't joking.
Whoa, dude.
From a guy.
Oh my goodness.
No message. So, but you know that one guy. Thank
Oh, I
you
fell
so
off.
much for the $125. It puts us at 8.7.
Oh shoot, okay.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
crazy.
that's awesome. Thank you very much.
that is really cool.
That is one of my IRL friends who also speedruns this game.
Oh, there you go. Well, thank you, Lunar's friend.
So I just got that respawn over there so we can just go ahead and skip most of this section
Oh, I missed the jump.
because most of this section revolves around getting the gyrosphere over that. So then we can make that jump with the gyrosphere and then move into this section. So we go ahead and skip we skip one of the boss fights. And then the nice thing about this level is that if we break continuity, nothing bad really happens. We just kind of move on. So this is normally what you would do. Is fight the Indominus over here and then you drop this car on top of him. But in this case, we can just drop the car onto nothing. And that goes ahead and ends the level. So that's the end of that level. Now we're going to move on to the next transition.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in my books.
We gotta get back to Aunt Claire.
So this you can usually just kind of hop up. It's a little weird, but I don't need to be over there until the very end, so we are chilling.
Whoa. What is that?
So I'm going to go and build this with Gray. And then we move into our next level.
About this before.
Oh, this jump over the fence here is really weird, but I managed to get it pretty quickly. I'm gonna go and break this to set up the next level. Next part of this level.
Yes. Should probably check on those shelves up there.
Can you give me a boost? I think he likes it. I can see a candy bar in the other shelves. I can get to it through the duct. Hang on a second. Got it.
So the main tech in this level is just overlap as many camera pans as possible and actions that take your control away. So you're going to see us timing our actions pretty carefully.
It looks dark in there.
Don't worry, I got this.
Fortunately, I did miss that jump roll that would allow me to get in a little early. Nail the quick time event again. Break this, and then I'm going to move on right along to this next section.
That was unexpected.
Okay, go.
Up and over, Gray. Yeah, that's
Oh, okay, good. Okay. That is one of the weirdest camera pan triggers there, but we managed to overlap it pretty well. And these are the two longest camera pans in the game, so...
now it's following them. Got the gas. And a lit
So the goal of this little section here is to rebuild this car so that
gas check.
the kids can escape.
In you go.
So I'm going to fill up the gas. I'm going to fix this generator right here.
Any ideas how to get a wheel down?
Maybe the Comstognus can help again?
Yeah, sure. I could try throwing it at him.
Zach!
Let me in.
Yeah, the compy pipes in this game are pretty strange overall. And that's going to open up this garage door. So here's where we get introduced to, or formally introduced to, the worst enemy in this whole game, the Compsognathus. Compsognathi? I'm not sure, but they're really, really bad. They're very annoying. The game likes to have 5 or 6 of them on your screen at all times, and they love to interrupt actions and just generally make your life less fun.
Engine? Check.
But now we got the car nice and replaced. We can keep on going. So this next section here sees Claire and Owen trying to escape the Indominus Rex, who's around the abandoned, or the old visitor center. And it's usually a very long section with a lot of puzzles. But we can just skip all of it. The kill plane doesn't go up all the way. I didn't get enough height there. I apologize. But the kill plane doesn't go up all the way. So what we can do is we can just V-sync right on over to the end level trigger. Okay. Thank you, game.
That was.
And this makes this this area much more bearable. Okay,
Dude,
explain to me how that didn't work.
230. It's 230.
I'll just wait a little bit longer. Okay, that's just not going to work. Okay, that's not going to work either. That may or may not work. Unfortunately, it is very easy to lose time doing these. That should be enough height. There we go. So that's the end of the level right there. So now what Modest is going to do is just kind of V-sync right on over this little barrier here.
Nice.
And that skips a small puzzle. Saves a little bit of time.
I think I see the gate back to the lagoon.
Hey, Clement. I can hear someone coming.
So he doesn't need me at all for this next section. So he's just going to do it on his own.
Yeah, they're always great with technology, right? Does one of you know how to fix actuators?
So now we're moving to Under Attack. This level is pretty broken, so we're going to do our best to break it some more.
Innovation Center. It'll be safe.
So this level starts by 2 of the most annoying VSync launches that are very hard to set up, but once they're pretty consistent once you get a good setup going. So, oh, that's great. Thank you. That's the really bad thing about this game. Can I even save and exit? That's fantastic. Yeah, unfortunately for this game, you know, if you destroy the object that you're trying to VSync launch off of, that's it. So that's unfortunate, but it doesn't lose too much time. This should already be set up, and we can just go right straight back into the level.
Fact I see below me? It is.
Look at that. He's heading.
We have to get to the Innovation Center. It'll be safe though.
Get off! Shoot! Go away! Unless you got $10, you can scram. Come on, you gotta help her.
So the trick for this VSync launch is trying to get it on the very first frame that Zara starts the rolling animation, but that is very annoying to do, especially against this plant. Alrighty, got that good. Now we get to do it with the kid. This one's a little bit easier because he has a much slower rolling animation, so there's more frames that you can roll into with. Unfortunately, it's still this very strange plant, which makes it very annoying to get. And if I could pause buffer today, that'd be nice. Try that. So with Gray here, you don't get as much height, but you get the same result. Oh, and then there are the Dimorphodons. That's great. So normally there's this whole section over on the other side of the boardwalk that you can do, but this is one of the few levels in the game where there's actually collision out of bounds. So we're just going to kind of skip all of that. We're going to go on top of this roof here and just kind of go out of bounds. Oh, and that's a soft lock too. Yeah, unfortunately this game has a lot of soft locks. And if you're not careful, you will find yourself victim to many of them.
Is that a fact I see below me? It is.
Look at that.
So now you get to see that section a third time. We'll see if we can do any better there. There we go.
Come on, we gotta help him.
Awesome.
Loud noises. They're scared of really loud noises.
Like music?
Flashes. Flashes start on dinosaurs.
Well, at least that little section right there was clean. We are unfortunately losing quite a bit of time to that, but this is definitely one of, if not the worst level. It's very complicated, and there's a lot of sections where you can just lose time to. But as I was saying, here we're just kind of out of bounds, and luckily this all has collision. So we just hop on over to this next section. So I'm going to do a little jump here to get into the arcade.
The arcade. Looks like it's locked down.
And normally you have to do a bunch of puzzles with Claire
Yeah.
to be able to do that, but we can just not do that.
My nephews just have to be safe.
Oh.
Did not expect that to
Oh. Oh, yeah, we found that today. That's the nice thing about this game. Always discovering new stuff.
There's only 2 you can do that with. 2 valves.
Those guys don't have a chance.
I think someone wants to say, I think someone wants you to say a word.
Oh my. Okay. So this level, this stage of the game is quite broken. We're just going to do quite a few launches in order to skip a majority of. I think we just skipped like basically all of it, all of these puzzles. That was no height. Thank you. There we go. And this game is like some of the older generation of games. If you know what that is, this game has floor underneath the floor, so we can just kind of walk underneath the floor. And it's very nice because it allows us just to skip this whole area over here. And we can keep going.
Where are you stuck at?
Where am I?
I think you go up, go up.
Am I too far down? Oh, I'm way too far down. There we go. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't really adjust well, so it's pretty easy to get lost. It's not the first time that's happened. And this is just a quick and easy little pause lunch up here, so I can dig in this big pile of dung.
Whatever did this ate something useful.
That was lucky.
So now we can do this little skip here, which saves having to do a riskier strat that you can get soft-licked in. But you can just kind of jump over. It's a little weird, but you can do it.
Oh, come on. There we go.
So now we're just going to V-sync over this puzzle as well.
Where's the endowment?
No, you don't. I've got 65 million years of smarts over you. Whoa! What the? It's you! Come on, give it all you've got! I'm one tough cookie! Ah!
So now we're going to camouflage with Owen and try to start up this car. And this is the only mercenary that we save the normal way. All the other ones we find a way to skip. So during this camera pan, you can still move. So we're just going to kind of position up and get ready for the next little puzzle that we need to do.
Sorry. Do you have any idea how we get the big one to spit out his dinner? Maybe, yeah. Let's look around. Yes, this could work. You give me a... Let me add some spice to that.
And now we get into what looks like an auto-scroller, but it's actually not. This little car ride section is completely dependent on how fast you kill these raptors. This is actually relatively consistent. When doing this as one player, though, it can get quite annoying, because trying to aim 2 control sticks at the same time takes some getting used to.
Did you get it? I don't... It's on the door! Kick it! Kick the door! The rifle!
So then we're going to transition to this little section with Owen and Barry here. And this tracking takes some getting used to, but once you get it down, it's not too bad. So I can get an extra shot over there while he's pulling up. This tracking is especially annoying, but once you get the pattern down, it's not too bad. Alrighty. So now we're going into the last level of JP, which is the Main Street Showdown.
JP, you mean JW?
Oh, sorry, JW, yes, excuse me. There we go, so we can make that jump with Claire to be able to skip doing a puzzle. We move right along in.
You'll find a great dino fat just down there.
So we're gonna show off a different strat. That's a little bit more consistent than the strat used in 80%. You can just kind of grab onto nothing there, and then skip having to do a puzzle over there. And that makes this next section just a little bit more consistent.
Bones. We can use the bones.
Nice work, kid.
So you can just kind of jump out of bounds here, which I don't know how the developers didn't find that, but they didn't. So it's a very nice little 80% skip. You skip a very, very long room with lots of puzzles in it, and you can just go straight to the end there. So now we're going to, usually there's a lot of puzzles to get in there, but instead we're just going to kind of do these strange jumps, like boosted jumps with Gray here. That works. To take the pictures of the Indominus. As you see, they're just kind of chilling in right there. To build the device we're going to use to finish the Indominus off. These jumps are just kind of jank. You're jumping off of another character. It's going to be weird, but they're not that bad and they're pretty consistent, so. So now we move into this like boss battle section. And it's pretty easy to get done. So you just kind of shoot the teddy bears into the Indominus, and then you're going to hit him with the raptor a few times, and then claw on his face. And we're just going to do that 2 more times. And then move into the next section of this level. So Modest right here is going to try to get the mini kit, which you get from shooting off those Dimorphodons. But since you're bottlenecked by how fast player 1 goes here, it's not too important. It doesn't lose any time, so might as well get it. There we go. Alrighty, and now here comes the very, very fun skip that is completely RNG. There's not a there is a consistent way to do this. Unfortunately, it doesn't work super well on my PC. So we're gonna hope that that works, and it did. That was very fast. Normally that takes quite a bit longer. This is a very good Main Street Showdown. But basically, you just kind of run up that little slope right there, and then sometimes you go really high up. We'll see what ends up happening. As you can see, Blue is having a fine and dandy time up there. The reason the camera's weird is because we skip quite a bit of the section that we're not supposed to be able to do. So, the game doesn't really like when you do this, but it deals with it. And we can still see what we're doing, so it's not too bad. And then that's all of JP.
JW.
Or JW, excuse me, jeez.
JP.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
That Lego Horizon one, Fire
Oh yeah, clearly. Alright, now we move into the latter half of the run. All we have left is The Lost World and JP3. And those are pretty short runs overall. The shortest 2 movies in the game, actually. So, we are relaxing. So you may have seen me activate that map earlier. That's to speed this up just a little bit. We can just go ahead and teleport straight to the map. Because while we do JW, you have to go back to JP to be able to access the next 2 movies. So we're going to hop in this helicopter here and move on to the Lost World.
You didn't know this.
Alrighty. So we go ahead and enter the first level. Isla Sorna. So we're just going to kind of rocket ourselves up that little car area. Again, it's that weird collision when you jump roll sometimes. It'll just send you flying. And then we're going to do a very precise VSync launch that's quite annoying. But
I don't do anything in this level. It's all you.
This level is actually completely dependent on what I'm doing until the very last room, where even then, it doesn't lose any time to just have one person do it. So I'm going to do a double jump by pulling out the scope and the gun, and that resets your jump to get up to this ladder. And we skip building those little stairs right there. And then we have the next crane. And this one's nice and slow too. It's not the slowest crane in the game. That of course comes in the very last level of the very last level in the last room of the last level. So we're gonna keep going with this crane right here, and then fix up this mobile lab. So now Modest does nothing here, and I'm gonna go ahead and V-sync off this bush right here. I do 3 of these in a row to be able to make it to the next area. This one is very precise for no reason. It's kind of annoying. And also the movement afterwards is pretty precise too. You just kind of have to hope that you land on this thing, which is really quite annoying. We're going to hope that that works right there. That might be enough height. Yes, there we go. Sometimes if you get a good amount of height, you can get a camera pan. But if you get too much height, you just kind of instantly die. Your camera gets set to a really weird position, and you have no control over your character. So it's a balancing game of, well, do I go for the camera pan skip, but if I get too much height, it loses more time than it saves. So, and most times it's better just to hit the camera pan for consistency's sake. So we're going to take 3 pictures of this Stegosaurus, and then we're going to go right along into this section. Now, we skipped the cutscene here, but the Stegosaurus is annoyed because we've messed with its nest, so we're going to build these little hidey holes here, and the Stegosaurus is going to do some crazy stuff and then try to attack them. And then we're going to take a picture of it. And that makes it a little dizzy, so it's going to lose a heart. And then after a little bit of attacks, the next log is going to drop from the sky. Or in this case, roll off.
It's always the attack, so you do it fast.
I'm going to crawl right in. Then we're going to take another picture. And then after the next 3 attacks, the next log is going to roll on down. And then, there we go, and the Stegosaurus is going to lock on. And then we're going to take one last picture, and it's going to get really dizzy. And that's the end of the level. So now we're going to move on to engine arrival. I don't really have to do anything here, but I'm going to go ahead and go over to this car spawner pad here and buy the gyrosphere. This saves less than, I think it's like literally less than a second, but why not do it? Makes it a little bit easier. So Miles is just going to take a hop, skip, and a jump over a lot of these puzzles here while trying to preserve running speed, and then hit the transition to the next level.
So I'm going to hold right when the game loads, and this will put me out of bounds.
So this level has quite a fun first skip. If you're holding right while the game, when the level begins, you just kind of clip out of bounds. And since you don't have a valid respawn point set, the game respawns you at 0-0. And if you're holding down while that happens, you get respawned about halfway through. And then you can just jump over. And that skips a good portion of this beginning part. Quite a nice skip.
It's very easy.
Very, very easy to do, yes. And then you're just going to V-sync launch over this staircase right here.
What the? There shouldn't be anyone else on the island. Capture them!
So then I'm going to get teleported up there whenever that happens, so Modest doesn't have to be alone in doing this.
Seriously, learn their names, man.
So the goal here is relatively strange. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to build, we're trying to free all the dinosaurs. So I just freed that baby Stegoceratops, or yes, Stegosaurus, jeez. And he's gonna go ahead and knock out those lights right there.
I never know why his animations are broken. It's like FPS dependent.
It is FPS dependent, I believe. As all fun things are in this game, it's FPS dependent. And just for reference, about 90 to 95% of the tricks in this game are FPS dependent, I would say, based on what we do right now.
Of course, those particular dinosaurs have a habit of headbutting anything that moves. But the same is true of goats, and everyone seems okay with that.
So then we're going to break these things, and we're going to build some racing lights for this Triceratops. I don't know why this guy wants racing lights to just barge right through. But he does. So then he's going to get started off, and he's going to interrupt Peter Ludlow's little presentation here. Now this cutscene is weird. It's the only cutscene in the game where you can't skip it immediately. So no matter how much I press the skip buttons, or any buttons that I press, nothing is going to happen until I believe about until a little bit through. After this scene right here. And we're not sure what this is. It's just one of the jank parts of this game. And there we go.
First time for Mobile Labs. It's all dependent on me.
So I really don't do anything here. I just have to do this like a little initial climb part. Normally, this is a pretty annoying section where you need to climb up and then do some stuff with Eddie over there, and then climb up again and then do some more stuff. But in this case, we can get out of bounds and hit the transition to transition to the next stage of this area early with Eddie. So that skips basically all of what I have to do. So, relatively easy. Unfortunately, there's a little... The transitions aren't situated well, in a sense. So they're relatively hard to hit, and it's kind of arcane. Nobody's totally sure where they are. We just have a vague feeling of where they should be.
I didn't hit that.
No, you didn't hit it.
First.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get stuck on the rope here, and that loses a little bit of time because the kill plane is very, very far below where we are right now. But luckily for Modest, he managed to not do that. So here's where the compies can be really annoying. If you're not spamming fast enough, they can hit you in between the wrench fixes, and you can die very easily. It's very annoying to do. But he gets it. He's going to do that same weird little out-of-bounds section here. And then hit mobile lab skip. Nice. So we're going to move on to the next game, The Hunted. Here's where this very, very small, less than 1 second time save comes in. We just have to buy, you have to spawn a gyrosphere. So buying it saves the 1 extra A press that you need to do to buy the gyrosphere here. Truly revolutionary stuff.
The gyrosphere is the only vehicle you can jump on. Other vehicles will just slide you off.
So the nice thing about that is that we can use that, in fact, to skip over this little barrier right here, which skips a puzzle. It's very easy to do as well.
Just isn't a proper campfire without s'mores.
And then Miles is going to go ahead and hit the transition to the next level.
Learn something new, huh? Then I'm happy to help.
So this level starts out with another auto-scroller. So we're just going to let that play out. So as we round that bend, that ends the camera, or sorry, the auto scroller. My goodness, my brain is not functioning. So now what we can do is we can just kind of skip this first section by doing a relatively easy. We want to be very careful here not to destroy the plant because the backup is quite a bit more annoying. But
I almost broke it.
this level is very strange. The best way I can describe it is it has very weird gravity where it allows you to kind of float a little bit more than the other levels, or maybe that's just the camera and I'm just seeing it strangely.
Let me go first. Let me go first.
There we go. So you can still control the other character during this raptor fight section, which you normally can't do. So Modest is going to use that advantage to start the next puzzle a little faster. And then we're both going to keep on keeping on. This level's kind of a buggy mess. We skip a good majority of what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to slide behind this guy. Try not to waste my time hitting those compies and build this little bone lifter upper thingy. That's the best way I can describe it. Truly scientific terms being used here. I'm going to lift it up, but just enough so that Modest can get through. We don't need to go all the way. Then we're going to break this.
What? That was on it.
And then we're going to keep moving. This guy's going to get ambushed here, and we're going to take a picture to scare off the raptor.
I thought it was going to be eaten. That's some kind of pie.
If you all have a second for a quick donation.
By all means, go ahead.
Perfect. Just super quick. $1.25 from Anonymous. I don't know if it's the Anonymous or an Anonymous. Can we start a potato salad $1.25 train? Potato salad.
Let's
get to it.
Potato salad.
Potato salad. I like it.
So now we're going to do one last VSync launch here to skip this little end room. And then we're just going to kind of head straight to the very end. And as we slide down that mountain, that's the end of the level. So a pretty quick level overall. So now we're just going to VSync to skip this puzzle over here. Or not. Thank you, game, for giving me no height. That's the nice thing about this game, is that sometimes it just decides, you know what? You don't get to go upwards. You get to go downwards. There we go. That's a good amount of height right there.
Janky mess.
This is a true statement. Where am I? There I am. Or not. So I like it. Modest, take a turn at that.
Oh. Let's go.
There we go. Oh, did I just miss it? My goodness. That's another kind of annoying thing about this game, is that sometimes the launches, you just kind of miss them. It happens.
I got the same thing. Oh.
Just for reference, we've never had that happen before, by the way. That is the first time we're ever finding this, so.
I think it's the press.
It's always discovery with this game. All right, now we get to Communication Center. This is actually quite a fun level to do. That's not near enough height. We'll try over there. There we go. So we can just kind of launch out of bounds, or we can't. You know, that works too. What's collision and what's not collision in this level is very, very weird. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It just kind of exists. So there we go. Now that Modest is out of bounds, he's going to be very careful up in this coming section to not soft lock the game, because if you accidentally jump too high, you get stuck in that floor for some reason. But what he's going to do is he's just going to kind of go to the end of this room. And he's going to break these 2 little wooden platforms. Normally you have to do a lot of puzzles to get here, but we can just skip all that and go ahead and go in. And here we get to a very fun movement section where we do a lot of very weird jumps to be able to get to the top of the tower without having to do a good majority of the strats. So unfortunately, you do need both players up here. So this is not the most fun thing to 1P2C. Unfortunately, I did miss this jump right here. It's pretty... Oh, goodness me. These jumps are very annoying because, again, it's all on very jank collision. And this little roll-up is kind of annoying, too. There we go. So you can see I kind of jump rolled right there. So we're going to jump over that edge to skip a raptor fight. And keep on moving upwards. So here's what we need both characters for. We have to scream this little thing out with Kelly over here to build this platform to let Ian come up. So we can just sometimes there's a kill plane there, but not really for any good reason other than the fact that there is a kill plane there. So, but if you hug the wall close, okay. Well, thank you, game. So here we get in this little quick time event with Raptor. I'll let Modest take care of this. And then he's going to try to pause launch up like that to hit the rope early. And that skips you having to do a little puzzle with this crank handle right here. Alright, and now we move on to one of the shortest levels gameplay-wise. Not the shortest, but pretty close. San Diego. Now, all San Diego is 2 VSync launches, 2 pause launches, and then auto-scroller for 2 minutes.
Can you help that with this, Justin? Where's the crew?
This plank is pretty annoying to launch off of, but it's not too bad once you learn kind of how the plank works. I say that as I miss it, obviously. A little bit too low. It's very strange. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And that skips having to do quite a long puzzle to get on top of the ship. Instead, we can just kind of skip all of that, move up over here. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pause launch here. I'm going to be very careful because this is a very easily potentiable soft lock place. But luckily I didn't, so I can just break all this up. And then wait for Modest to come over here. Luckily, you only soft lock if you do it with the with Ian, not if you do it with Sarah. I'm going to turn on VSync to make this go a little bit faster. Because some, as is the custom with most of this stuff, this is frame dependent. I believe. So, as we finish up The Lost World, we're going to move into Jurassic Park 3. And this is definitely the most broken movie in the entire category. There's an end-level trigger present whenever you finish the first level of this movie that allows you to skip to the very last level of the movie. So what we're going to do is we're going to do quite a convoluted setup to hit that. But once we do that, we'll save 3 levels worth of time.
You can beat Jurassic Park 3 under 10 minutes with that.
Under 8 actually, or under 9 actually, is the world record at the moment.
We're probably gonna beat it. Not probably gonna beat it under 9.
So the only important thing that we need to do is we need to make sure we hit the second ramp coming up. We avoided the first one because it does lose some time. But the second one coming up here actually saves us a bit of time. Moves us a little bit more forward. So we're going to hit that. And with that, that is the end of The Lost World. And now we move into the last level, or the last movie of the game, Jurassic Park 3. So Landing Site is the shortest level gameplay-wise. You do one launch, and then there's an auto-scroller, and that's it. The level can be completed in under 2 minutes. If you're timing in ILs. In this one, it's about a 2-minute, 30-second level because of the transitions and everything, but it's really not too bad otherwise. So I'm just going to launch off of this little thing right here.
Need to work on communication in your marriage.
Then hop on here. And that's all the gameplay for the whole level. Now we do nothing else.
Can glitch out the Spinosaurus by hugging this wall.
And if we leave VSync off, if you have too much FPS, the Spinosaurus is just going to kind of get stuck in a corner here in a little bit. So they're just going to be running from nothing for a while. And there he goes. He really likes that wall and he doesn't want to go anywhere else. So the Spinosaurus is just going to kind of stay over there. And then float into the sky for a little bit. So we're going to let him. And we're going to continue on our merry way. I'm going to go ahead and drop out here, because the next skip is far more consistent for Modest for some unknown reason. It's much easier if he does it.
I just got the magic touch of getting higher V-Sync.
This is true. All of his V-Sync launches are significantly higher than mine. And this next one, you need quite a lot of height, and it's pretty hard to get. But not if you're Modest. You can get just tons of height. So we're gonna let him do his thing, and I'm gonna take a relax break for a little bit.
I just got the magic touch. So we're gonna turn VSync to 30. And we're gonna VSync off of this bush right here. If I can get a good angle.
That's the really bad thing about this launch too, is it's not just about the FPS, it's also about where you hit the bush, because that influences how high you go. You need to wait a little bit longer, I think. There we go. And that's quite a lot of height. So now he's just going to kind of skip this little river section. Oh, very close.
That's enough height.
You need a lot of height for this trick to work. It's very annoying. There we go. That should be enough.
If you see,
oh, dude, that was really close. He triggered the text of the next guy, which is usually a telltale sign that you got it. So, fortunately, we're gonna be here a little bit longer. This one is quite annoying to do, especially streaming too. It doesn't help that my FPS is already pretty low, and by low I mean like 2,000. That's the problem with this game, is you need a lot of FPS to be able to hit it. Oh, that was really close as well. No, you're too far, I think. This is one of the worst skips, honestly. Very annoying to get. But it's completely necessary to be able to skip time, so it's always worth going for. There we go. That should be enough height.
Enough height.
Yes, okay. So whenever we hit this little loading zone right here, you always, it means you hit it. So now he's just going to go ahead and pause launch off of this thing. And we're going to keep going. We're trying to make it to the other end of the map. And the reason we had to launch over that bush right there is to avoid hitting the trigger for the next level. So we can end up skipping it. So there is an easier way to do this trick, where you do 2 levels of JP3, but it's about 4 minutes faster to do it this way. So we oftentimes do this instead. The slower way involves getting the parachute on Billy, which allows for much more maneuverability in the air. Here, this trick is going to be quite an interesting trick. And you see whenever Modest gets over here. I'm going to go ahead and call in. So we're going to do the 2-player lineup here. Because this trick isn't just horizontally dependent, it's also vertically dependent. So what we're doing here is we're going to try to hit a trigger that's in these bushes in front of Billy right here. The only problem is there's a lot of weird things. So the first step here is to get on top of this invisible wall. The only problem is that this invisible wall is pretty thin. So it's just kind of gambling, trying to get on top. There's some consistent setups, some that just work. But unfortunately, there's not a 100% consistent way to get it. It requires too fine of a movement. It's just too thin.
What, dude?
Go a little bit less. Alrighty. So now that we're on top of this invisible wall, we're going to go ahead and walk off. We're going to pause buffer. We're going to wait until we see him on player 2 screen, and then we're going to kind of hold an angle and hit the trigger into the next level. That skip is very, very weird, but it works, so.
It takes a lot of time to get at it.
This is true. Alright, I'm going to let you do this part.
Okay.
So now that we're in the last level, we can just go ahead and have Modest fly up with Billy using this V-Sync launch right here.
Okay. That is enough height.
Mm-hmm. And then you can just kind of glide to the end of the level. Oh, wow, you are really high up. Oh my goodness.
There he is. The bottom corner of my screen.
So yeah, as you can see in the very bottom corner of Modest's side of the screen, there's Eric Kirby getting attacked by some Pteranodons, so we're trying to rescue him. So we're just gonna glide right on into that trigger. And then we go into the very last room of the game, which is the Spinosaurus boss fight.
Oh.
No, destroy the bears.
I forgot I was Kirby.
Sorry, sometimes the players get swapped.
Normally I'm Paul, right?
I don't remember. The player management in this game is very strange. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
I'm not normally Eric Kirby, so that's my fault.
So I'm gonna take these bottles in. Sometimes the bottle breaks without breaking it. This is not the intended way you're supposed to do it. Usually there's a puzzle for you to, or a build that you can make to
The suit
find
flares.
something to shoot that shoots flares to build it. But we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do it this way. All right, welcome to the slowest crane in the game. So we're trying to lower these barrels down. And for some reason, your hitbox just extends into that bottom room there. So you just collect a mini kit every time you do that. Little useful all mini kits trick. So as this crane very slowly rings around, time will end whenever the cutscene begins to play after Modest destroys those barrels and deals the final damage to the Spinosaurus. So you do have to hit it 3 times. There are all 3 barrels there. So time should end in about very soon. Time will end now.
Yeah. That is Lego Jurassic World.
And that is a new world record.
What is that?
Live on stream. The final time was 1:56:08. Probably a little sooner.
Sub 2.